Hello, my name is Andrew Collins and I'm a Telly Addict. First, terrible news about the Bake Off, an apparent victim of big tent politics and free market capitalism. So this, the 7th series, will be its last using the current foolproof recipe. Will it rise so effortlessly when it moves to Channel 4, where it will be presented by Alan Carr and Gary Gibbon and is sponsored without irony by Mr. Kipling, or will it feel half-baked?
And they went out the window.
Went literally out the window.
There you go then.
Frisbee, go on.
Shall I?
Knock yourself out, go on.
Okay,
fine.
good luck.
Putting a more positive spin on a very different show that is no more, may I just pay belated tribute to one of my all-time favourite American comedies. If you've never seen it, there's little point in me trying to contextualise this clip.
All I really want to do is dance. Except lately all the good warehouse raves are filled with Euro trash.
Euro trash? I like that. It is indeed a garbage continent.
Yes. Oh my God, I had the worst time in Berlin last May. Everyone was on their stupid bikes. I was like, ew.
Please talk more about how you hate Europe and bicycles.
Okay, in the 123rd episode of 125 across 7 seasons since 2009, a principal heterosexual character finds common ground with an occasional gay character. It's funnier if you've watched all 122 previous episodes, but I hope it's funny enough cold. Perhaps the most significant part of the clip is what we in television call the out. Created by Greg Daniels and Michael Schur in the image of their own previous hit The Office, Parks and Rec was initially dismissed as a pale Xerox. Different office, different sector, same buttons pushed. But it took the mockumentary format to new levels and turned the glance to camera into world-class dressage.
That's the guy from Toy Story.
That's April, played by Aubrey Plaza. She's the queen at it.
Actually, you should be president of the universe.
I can't believe I'm about to be the mayor.
I can't believe I'm about to notarize it. Okay, so look.
Ben, played by Adam Scott, is the king.
The vote was 4-3. Donna said to get rid of me. Yes! All for the baby? Just put him over there.
I mean every word of it.
Sports car. But right now, I'd like to make a toast.
I know I'm reducing almost 46 hours of prime comedy to some glances from the last 2 episodes in an otherwise slightly underwhelming and huggy final season, but I'll be here all day if I try to encapsulate what made it such fine recreation. I should salute Dave for rescuing the final 4 seasons of Parks and Rec and bringing them to British screens. And while we're talking about Dave...
Well, teams, it's time to start bricking it as we play Tetris!
Thanks to his massive brain, Dara O Briain has colonised all science, maths and non-humanities subjects on TV. It's time he kicked back, and that's precisely what he's doing in the calm older brother role on this brand new game show based on playing video games, which is what people who like science and maths do to unwind.
Rotate!
They cannot get a line together here.
Comic Susan Calman and goalie David James were the game guests on the first show, teamed up with the 2 guys who devised the format to create functioning joystick chaos for a whole hour. The rounds are grouted with potted history from head girl and games journalist Ellie Gibson.
Tetris is a deceptively simple puzzle game. The idea is to arrange different shapes into neat rows. Create a full line and it will disappear. Clear 4 lines at once and you've achieved a Tetris.
And nerdy nostalgia interludes, whose relevance to you will help you discover how old you are or how old your older brother is.
Susan, what game have you chosen?
I've chosen Chucky Egg. And it's been about 30 years since I played this.
It's no surprise to learn that the Venn diagram of gamers with a problem and stand-ups who go to work in the evening creates an intersection that's closer to 64-bit. This is a show that knows its audience, and that's to be applauded. Ironically, applauding is as close this partisan audience gets to interaction.
Ah, there we go. Let's see what the audience think. 62%.
Oh, come on!
Back to sitcom now, and BBC Scotland provided a perfectly serviceable hour-long British history of the form, which was still worth more than 2 remakes of 2 classic half-hour sitcoms.
Johnny Spate said to me one day, because I was his agent as well, I want to write a series about a family where the father keeps arguing with the son-in-law. So I said that to the BBC and they said, oh, we'll do that then.
And that's how the BBC commissioning process still operates to this day. Beryl Virtue there, producer and former agent, one of a plush carousel of preeminent talking heads with a genuine stake in the subject, who was captioned by name but whose job title was not revealed.
But I mean, that's why he at times wore the Astrakhan coat and the Homburg hat. It gave him that sense of success.
Johnny Spate was doing the most difficult thing, which is treading the line of irony, really, in which you have to be careful that you don't write characters that are so awful.
Now, I know who John PLOWMAN is, but you might not. Head of comedy entertainment at the BBC and executive producer of, among others, The Office and Absolutely Fabulous. Why not give him his due?
I think the popular thing to do is to diss them, but...
Jonathan Harvey, creator of the sitcom Gimme Gimme Gimme. How hard can it be? Especially when the contributors were giving such good head.
The more I see of Steptoe, the more I think it's in line with, you know, Harold Pinter and Noel Coward and stuff like that in terms of sort of family and tension and torture.
An excellent assessment. As someone who co-wrote most of the first two series of Not Going Out with Lee Mack, I was pleased to see it represented in a quick montage at the end. And albeit one that also zipped past the most popular sitcom on TV today.
There's something profoundly satisfying about the way that sitcoms are shaped. If you had to say what I watch now most on TV, we're in a golden age of situation comedy or half-hour comedy.
British Sitcom continues to point out our strengths and our faults and proves time and again that the best way to take on a serious subject
is to take that subject seriously. Now, from this...
Oh, what are you going to sell? Oh, just gorgeous things, you know. Lovely.
...to this.
Wow. The entrance is marked by a vast Shinto gate.
I'm never quite sure what the Vogue for Celebrity Travelogue says about us as a species. That foreign countries aren't interesting enough without celebrities standing in front of them, or that celebrities aren't interesting enough without being in foreign countries. That said, Joanna Lumley makes a briskly enthusiastic guide on this three-part island hop across Japan.
This is fabulous. This is a fabled land. This is going to be an extraordinary trip. Okay, let's go.
You can't falter when it comes to the vital exclamatory brief of conveying her own appreciation of sights she could see in the flesh, but which we could only see on our televisions.
Look at that! It's astonishing! Wow!
And never-ending crowds of people are an intense, but totally fabulous introduction to the capital city of Japan.
Wow. We also saw Joanna get to grips with ancient rituals.
But it is fun. And you could try this at home. Or not.
Ancient rituals like saying not, which people used to do in the early 90s. Your montage of Zen this week is a subtle reminder to Sky subscribers and or Americans to polish off the HBO legal remake The Night Of in a couple of gripped sittings as I did. I promise you, these moody glimpses of a beautiful cat won't give away the murderer. Thanks for watching and trying to identify each week the object that we go to a lot of trouble to put on the coffee table to my right. Make sure to subscribe for the latest Telly Addict and more videos from UKTV. You can also check out last week's episode and last week's object. See you next week.